Everyone, I am going to do this video about dark circles and how to conceal them. It is the one thing that I am most self-conscious about when it comes to my skin, my face, whatever. So I have to make sure that they're concealed and perfect before I go anywhere. It's the most important thing to me just because it really changes my entire look. Makes me look tired and I'm just really self-conscious about them. They're really, really dark. I would even say they're chronic dark circles. I've had them ever since I was little, elementary school. They've always bothered me, and I've always just had a challenge trying to find what really works, what will really cover, to correct the color, to highlight that area, to find things that don't crease, and so many different things. So I finally found something that I've been using for several months, maybe even a year, and it's just something that really works for me. So I'm going to show you different products and brushes and things like that, application tips for me. So hopefully this will help you guys out that have the same issue as me, and maybe there's people out there that just want to, figure out how to highlight. I mean, I have 3 different concealers I use, so maybe one can work for you. The first thing that's really, really important when you're covering your under eye circles is to have an eye cream, and I use this Garnier Nutrisioniste daily anti-fatigue eye cream, which you can get at the drugstore or Walmart or wherever. And I think it's like $11 or $12 maybe. But it's really great. It lasts me a really long time. I apply it before I go to bed and in the morning, and it really just smooths out the area. It just basically leaves your eyes moisturized, your under eye area moisturized, and not puffy. And so I've really, really enjoyed this product. It's really great drugstore product that you can use. Now, after that, I use a full coverage concealer from MAC, the Studio Finish, in NW20. Now, this concealer is a little bit lighter than my foundation. My foundation is a little bit darker than my natural skin color, and I blend it in just to give me some color. So if I was just to use my bare skin, if I was just to have my bare skin right now with no foundation on, this would be too dark. But because I wear foundation pretty much every day, I use this, and it's really great. It's a full coverage foundation. It's the one that I found that really covers well, that stays. Yeah, it creases, but what concealer doesn't? After I'm done with this, I'm probably going to try the Bobbi Brown corrector and concealer, because that one gets really good reviews, and I'm just really anxious to try that one. So I'll probably always go back to this though, because it's just a really great concealer. It's so creamy, and I mean, it really is opaque. It really does cover the area really well, but I do have to use different layers. And the trick with concealer that I've learned is you have to layer it on. You can't just slather a big coat of concealer on underneath. You need to layer it on. Like, if you put a layer on and you tap it in and it doesn't look like enough, get another layer and tap it in, just very minimal amount per layer. And as you can see, I don't have this one concealed yet. I did conceal this one just so you can see the difference and just to save time. So this one is concealed. This one I'm going to be showing you how I conceal them. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use this concealer brush by Sigma, the SS194. And I don't know, I use a brush instead of my fingers to apply it just because it's more precise for me. I have such a big area to cover. So yeah, basically what I do is I just cover the area like this, and then you're going to take your finger. This is where you can take your finger, and what you're going to do is just pat it in. You don't want to swipe it or anything, because then you're just moving the product around and you're not letting it absorb into your skin. And I'm sure you guys are going to be able to tell the difference already once I do this, because this concealer is so great for really severe dark circles. So that's what you can do, and just use your finger. And it's such a big area that I have to cover. It's so annoying. But yeah, I'm sure you guys can already see the difference just by using that. Now, if you needed more coverage, you could take your brush again, which sometimes I do. Like if it's really early in the morning and I need an extra pick-me-up, I might do that, and then just pat it in. My problem was I never knew how to apply concealer correctly. Like when I was in high school and middle school, I never knew how to apply it, so it just looked horrible. I think it doesn't really matter the products you use. It really matters, well, sometimes it does matter about the product, but a lot of the times it's the technique that you use, and a lot of people just lack the knowledge, and I definitely did, and I've just recently learned how to properly conceal. So then after that, I'm going to take this little Concealer Wheel by Lise Watier. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I probably just butchered it. But it has so many different kind of correctors, and I just use this lighter color right here. This is what really makes a difference for me. I just put it underneath my lashes right here, my lower lash line. I just kind of place it underneath, just in that area, and then I just tap that in. You also are going to want to get this shadow area right here that people can seem to forget, right in the corner right there of your eye, which has a little bit of shadow. Okay, so that makes such a huge difference for me, just because it conceals this dark area right here, which really makes a difference and just kind of highlights the area. So that's that. And I'll put the links to where you can get everything down below. Okay, now this one is the Makeup Forever Lift Concealer. This is amazing. Like, I could never use this on its own because it's too liquidy. I'm just going to take a little dot. That might even be too much. I don't even know what color this, oh, it's color 1, shade 1, the lightest one, I'm assuming. Got this a really long time ago, and it's lasted forever just because you need the tiniest bit. You don't want to put too much on and make it cakey. This is going to act as my highlighter. So I'm just going to take just a tad, and I'm just going to dot it. Same with this, you just want to layer. If this isn't enough, then you can go back and get some more. The trick is you just don't want to cake it on. That's what a lot of people do, and you just have to take the time with it if you really want to see really great results. You just want to go around the whole entire area. A lot of people do that Kim Kardashian thing where you do the whole area, which is fine, but for me it doesn't work because I have pretty large pores right here, and I have pretty sunken in circles, so it looks really strange when I do that, and it just kind of sinks into my pores, and it just makes them look bigger and more oily. I have really oily skin, so it just accentuates my pores, which I really don't like. I'm just going to take a little bit more, and this will last you pretty much all day once you set it. Okay, so now I hope you guys can see the difference. You're just going to pat that in with your finger. It's just layering, patting it on, blending it in, taking time with it. Now I'm going to have to set all of this in, otherwise it won't stay. It'll move around and crease. So I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD powder, which has lasted me forever. I've had this for over a year. And if you just use the tiniest bit, I promise you it will last you forever. Okay, I'm going to take some on my little brush. This is the Sigma SS217, little travel version. Okay, so I've tapped off the excess just so I don't have too much. And then you're going to pat it. Just pat it. You're not going to swipe it. You just want to put the littlest bit. I'm going to put it right under here where I put that other concealer, just so it doesn't crease as much as it would, and it'll stay in place all day. That's all I do, and it takes a while. The thing that takes the longest, but it's really worth it to me. It makes such a huge difference. And yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll put the products below for you. And yeah, my tip is just know what kind of products you need. Like, I need creams. I need like a creamy kind of consistency when it comes to concealers, because that's what gives me the most coverage. A liquidy concealer such as this one could work for you on its own if you don't have really bad circles. These are all really great concealers. So if you don't have really bad circles, you might even just be able to use this. You know, I'm so envious of all of you guys that have, you know, don't have a problem with under eye circles. It just makes the biggest difference in the world, and you might just be able to use a concealer and just swipe it on and it looks perfect. You might not even need a concealer at all. So it's just about whatever works for you, whatever you need. I obviously need a lot of coverage. So anyways, I hope this helps you guys, and remember to follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later. Bye.